Hello everybody, and welcome back to Shelter. We'll just be trucking along a little bit more in Maxi Boy's route today. I suppose we'll just get right in there. Hopefully not just drone on in an intro where I don't know what to say. That doesn't happen. I reach out my hand and let Max's mana flow out of the air into my body. I let it settle among my own, while I take a deep breath and keep inner balance. As I exhale, I focus on the alien presence inside me, and let it awaken slowly. Long-forgotten sensations burn through my body, making me stumble. My perception changes, senses sharpen. I can smell so much more of my surroundings with every passing second. The sense of dozens of dogs and various foods, sense that bothered me before, attract me now. Even the aroma of rotten flesh from one of the stalls nearby reveals an alluring dimension to me now. Oh, excuse me, I'm adjusting the levels real quick. It looks loud on my end, you know? Don't want things to be too loud, right? I don't know. It is what it is. And all around me, smells of dozens of dogs dominate my mind as strongly as if all of them were right in front of my face. The smell of their fur and skin, their breaths, the musk of their crotches, everything. My focus switches between all of those new overwhelming sensations, almost making me surrender my whole body and thoughts to them if it goes any further. No, I have to control it. Come on, Luke. Crap, that's too much. Luke? I hear footsteps in the snow, and then Max's scent approaches me. I feel his hand on my shoulder. I can smell all of him. It's wonderful. Are you okay? You seem a bit out of it. Yes? I try to take a step towards him, but my sense of balance abandons me. I fall on top of Max. He barely supports me with his little frame. Careful there. Are you really that overwhelmed? Take a deep breath. What is it, Luke? Oh my god. What now? Take your pants. Oh my god. Dude. Maybe not here in the crowd. Let's go back somewhere private. Sorry, I can't understand you. Oh, crap. I try to advance on Max further, but I completely lose control of my body and slip out of Max's grasp. I fall flat on the ground. I have all of my face buried in the snow, but it doesn't feel any cold to me now. My whole body feels hot and good. It's a bit disconcerting that I don't have any control over it, though. Maybe I should just fall asleep and wait it through. Yeah. A painful prickle shoots at my back, in between my ribs. A feeling of explosion of thunder, from inside my body wakes me up and clears my senses. I'm so sorry, Luke. I'm so sorry. I quickly turn around to see Max wiping blood off his fingers. Did he just dispel canine mana out of my body with a strike of his hand? It hurts my back, but I can finally feel the control of my body returning to me. But never mind that. No, I'm sorry. I was being dumb. I didn't mean what I just said just now. Please forget anything you heard, please. Oh, really? Well, that's kind of disappointing. Wait. Were you actually serious about taking us somewhere private? And Max mumbles. Oh. Maybe later? Yeah, later sounds good. We don't have much time left anyway. The performance time is drawing closer. Max takes his cap off. No, this portrait's cute of himself. Seeing that, I can't help but snigger. Luckily, Max doesn't get offended by that. We both burst out in laughter, letting the awkwardness of this whole encounter drown back into the noises of the festival. I guess no magic for the concert, huh? I'm afraid not. Sorry. Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It was supposed to be just a bonus anyway. The main event will still go as planned. Well, except without the percussionists either. Oh well, no point worrying about what you can do nothing about. It's all gonna work out somehow, I'm sure. Max wags his tail and smiles. I don't know how honest he's being right now. I get a feeling that he's keeping inside some disappointments that he doesn't want to voice out. Really though, I myself know that Max alone is enough to make the afternoon worth it to everyone involved. Even if he has to perform solo, it's still going to be great. So, what should we do now? We have the time for one more snack, a few minutes of rest, and then we should go and prepare for the concert. Okay then, off to the baths? And then off to the baths? Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to go see the cool dogs in the meantime? The cool dogs? The Ashentails. Yes, you should meet them, Luke. Let's go see them after we get our food. You mentioned they wanted to meet Rune, right? I hope they won't be disappointed when you bring them me instead. Oh, come on, don't be dumb. There are countless canine heroes out there. But only one you. Crap. What I mean is, they will be happy to see you. You will become friends in no time, you'll see. And personally, I prefer to introduce you to them rather than Rune. Really? Rune is a party animal. You wouldn't have any more fun with anyone else but him. Plus, he's a dog. What the hell does that matter? You are part of this pack too. And you're my best friend, not Rune. I love you too. Didn't say I love you. But I do, obviously. I hope you're having even half as much fun as I am right now. You know, every sky's ablaze when hanging out with the other dogs. I dreamed that one day I would just randomly spot you somewhere in the crowd. Whenever I notice anyone in a hooded coat similar to yours, I would sniff the air to make sure it's not you. And when I perform, I had the same thoughts in my mind. What if you were actually hiding somewhere among them? I had to give it my best just in case. Of course, I know you couldn't come, but those thoughts were comforting in times when I was feeling the most anxious. Each of us have a role to fulfill. I'm useless to you in operating the cannons, but there was still something I could do here, away from you. Even if I'm just a stand-in copycat for someone better. But today, you are finally with us on Skies Ablaze. I want to share all of this day with you, and I want to share you with everyone. You will see how much we've all grown in our devotion to shelter. And he wags his tail. Good job. Same, Max, same. I've been looking forward to hanging out with you all for years. I thought I wouldn't be able to. Honestly, it's every bit as great as I hoped it'd be. Thanks for keeping those guys in rain long enough for me to figure out a way to join you. Good job, Max. I reach out a hand and pat his head, or at least the top of his cap. Max nods in embarrassment, but I can feel he's really happy. Come on, let's go see the cool dogs. And we walk back into the crowds together. I wonder, how long will he wear the cap? I assume that, like, you only get that cap if you do the dandelion scene, so, yeah. It's been so short, but it already feels like so much has already happened this afternoon. I had a nice meeting with Thistle, a crazy encounter with Dandelion. Our afternoon is heading towards its climax now. Of course, I wouldn't want it to end. If I could, I would wander around those noisy fields with Max forever. But I won't let it bother me. I can't wait to see what awaits us next. Where are all of those similarly random encounters going to lead us in the end? We've yet to see that. For now, let's just enjoy this time we have left, for all it's worth. By the way, the new cap looks good on you. Thanks! First, let's grab more food. This time, I'm the one tasked with grabbing a snack with Max, while Max jogs away to buy us 2 more bottles of that tasty, buzzy, non-beer drink. There's a whole lot to choose from, and I have a hard time finding anything I'd be sure is good for my stomach. In the end, I settle on a snack with raw meat. But I have a hunch that this one would be okay. I recognize those meat fruits as beef, and that type of meat seems to agree with me, even when eaten uncooked. The meat first is unfrozen, then ground and mixed with salt and pepper. Then, when they are formed into small, bite-sized discs, with the dent in the middle. This little meat portion on the top of a little golden ball of yolk each. It's out of those tiny, fancy eggs Burry wishes he could grow in our own garden one day. A sprinkle of more pepper and some finely chopped greens adorn the tiny composition, making it look almost too adorable to eat. I order a whole bunch of them, packed in a few small boxes. I think it would be cool to have enough to share with the Ashton-tails. The cook adds a small bowl of finely chopped pickles with the set. Finally, Max comes back, dragging with him each enough bottles of drinks to share with them. After a bit of sniffing around, he starts leading us towards them. We stray farther and farther away from our agreed concert site, leaving the crowds behind. It becomes quiet. Once we reach a completely desolate area and start climbing a rocky hill, I start to worry. It's already kind of far. Do you think we should just have packed up and left? I don't think so. They promised to be around for the performance. Maybe they got some sudden important hero business to take care of. Or maybe they were actually never interested in the first place. Well, their loss. They don't know what they're missing. Yeah. He says that, yet we continue walking. I glanced at Max to see if he's upset. He doesn't look sad. He looks emotionless. That's a face I know very well, and I get a feeling I know I know what may be going on in his head right now. Hey, you okay? Max doesn't even look at me. He just keeps walking forward, a step after step in the snow. And then he sighs. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that it doesn't feel good. I was looking forward to hanging out with them, and they looked like they were having fun, too. But what if they changed their minds? What if they heard all the rumors about Akari from the other guys, and they had some unrealistic expectations? But when they met me in person, they were disappointed. What? Why would they be disappointed? You know. Well, whatever. To hell with them, judgmental pricks. Who needs them? They weren't so special either, you know. I bet I could wreck each of them with my arm tied behind my back. Little bitches. I'm sure you could, Max. I'm sure you could. So, want to stop following them and just talk about it? I keep following Max for a few more steps. Then, I almost bump into him when he finally stops. He scratches his ear in embarrassment. Sorry. Maybe I'm just stressed out before the performance. You are the only one I can be honest with about that. But I know I shouldn't sour the mood with my repressed anger on this important day. It's just that, you know, I'm still not that good with all the attention and dealing with people, especially with important ones I meet for the first time. I'm always worried. I always worry about those first impressions. Honestly, I couldn't tell. You've been doing amazing. On the outside, maybe, but the way I feel inside isn't like that. It's scary, even more since any dog with good enough mastery of empathy can read me like an open book. Most guys at Shelter can't do that consistently, but the Ashen Tails are all good with magic. Do you really always feel like that? Is there more harm than fun in doing what you do? If that's how it is, I think it's fine to take a short break from all of those social activities once in a while. We won't fall back into anarchy that easily at this point. Max stares at his feet in silence. Then he glances back at me with a faint, embarrassed smile. No, I want to keep doing that. It's all worth it. I don't want to retract back into the way I used to be. Oh, what we have now is challenging, but this is a challenge that fulfills me. I will gladly take those fears and keep up my mask until it becomes a genuine part of me. Whenever my work manages to put smiles on their muzzles, those are the exact moments when I truly feel like a canine, like a part of the pack. And all the best things take effort. Good. If that's what it takes, then yeah, it's all worth it for sure. I still don't think they left because of you, but even if they did, shame on them. Judging someone only from canine empathy sounds like such a dick move. I know, right? A cliche of two-faced morons. Damn amateurs. Oh, a click? Not a cliche, a click. I keep forgetting how... Reading's hard, guys. Reading is hard. I bet they can't even awoo properly. They travel all over the world because no one wants them. Because they smell bad. Yeah, fucking stink. Well, that's not true. They actually smell amazing. But they are stinking stupid. Ha! Yeah, so dumb they still chase their own tails. Those asin tails. We go through roughly a dozen more poor insults at the heroes, making a chain of loud proclamations and giggles. It's really childish, with jibes? Like the Ashen Tails mark on flat ground, or jokes like how many Ashen Tails does it take to change a candle. That joke in particular was from Max, and he was wheezing so hard I couldn't hear the punchline properly, but it was something about nodding, and not jokes always make me lose my marbles. Eventually, we run out of breath from all the laughing, and we just sit down in the snow to cool down. I could see that this whole outburst was something Max appreciated. He's usually collected and thoughtful, and I know him well enough to expect that there's a lot he's repressing inside. I'm happy seeing him acting freely now, more true to himself. Thanks, Luke. I needed that. You're welcome. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. It's fine to feel down sometimes, as long as the positive outweighs those nasty thoughts. It's all worth it. Yeah, that's something I'd totally tell myself. How come that people who are so convinced they're great at advisors are also the worst at following what they preach? A matter of perspective, I guess. Perspective? Yeah. It must be nice to be you, with your privacy. What do you mean? You know, you don't need to worry that any random dog you meet may be able to just look into your emotions like that. I had never questioned it, and it never bothered me, until I used your mana, and I saw things with more clarity. I became more conscious of my privacy, I guess. You know, the concept of privacy is not really that well respected among canines. Empathy is natural to us, but sometimes I wish I had what you have. Yeah, I guess that's true. I hear from various dogs all the time that they can't tell what I'm thinking, Looking into the mind of a species other than your own is harder at first, until you gain proper understanding. At least that's what Burry and Rune told me is always the case. They were both trained in interrogation of other species, but every species is like a distant dialect. Yeah, same for me. You know, it's kind of troublesome if we're talking about first impressions with canines. I know that's one of the reasons that makes it hard for me to make new friends. And it's probably even trickier than the ungulates. Felines, or the other races, there's a bunch of them all around the world. But since nobody has ever met another human before, they hadn't had a chance to get used to reading my species before our introduction. I'm always their first. Yeah. But that makes it more special once the people who are close to me get to slowly understand me. That's proof that we grew over the time of our friendship, don't you think? How many dogs in shelter can read you exactly? I guess probably all of our veterans, like Burry, Rune. And you, of course. Even if it was just the three of us, that's more than enough for me. You were my closest people. Luke. Hey, can you smell that? Awoo! Max! Max! An excited shout is followed by barking. I can see someone running towards us, a short, floppy-eared dog. Oh, okay. Well, I will stop the video here for today, guys, so I'll see you around.